So, Jerome, how are you? We haven't heard much from you yet. Sorry.
Sorry, I was reflecting, and I think it, not regret, but the challenge for me is trying to rush through things in a way to get control over it. So I noticed that at every module, I tend to, well, to approach things from, okay, so there's the reflective practice I have to make and just narrow and get this in this kind of a narrow view of the material, um, to, to, to be able to make the reflective practice. And so and I feel like it has to do with, yeah, with keeping control. And I really can resonate with the idea of these, sometimes these tasks that you tend to procrastinate because they're at face value, they look very meaningless and um, like chores, um, and they bother me in a way. So I want to get rid of it. And then at the end of the day, I got rid of a lot of stuff, but I didn't find that day very meaningful. So that's the struggle.
Yeah, sure. So it sounds a bit like you've tried the thing, getting rid of the stuff that you thought would bring that sense of, relief or whatever it was, but it actually hasn't given you.
No.
So I would definitely say what was underneath that. Why was it important for you to have that release? What were you really searching for?
Yeah, I think it's safety,
Yeah.
to be able to feel safe at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you ask that question, it really reminds me of, I remember when I was a child, I think I was 7 years old, and my mother remarried and had a twin, and I
Right.
didn't feel part of the family. So what I did, when I got out of school, I cleaned the apartment and you make everything nice because they weren't there. And then I hid in the shower and I was just waiting for them to come home and would say, well, wow, how nice is this? How nice is this? So I was just waiting. So and that was this kind of a rush through things to see what would happen if I just finished it off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then get this kind of admiration in a way, or this kind of release. Oh, they finally see me. So that's what came up to me as a memory.
Thanks for sharing that. That was really powerful, and I could feel that wholeheartedly. And there's so much wrapped up in that, isn't there, where you can really unpack how how that experience will have shaped your mindset, shaped your belief system, shaped your values, shaped your needs, shaped your relationships, even your
Mhm.
everything that you approach work with. Because I might be wrong, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I can only assume, so this means I could be completely wrong, is that throughout your life you've held on to the belief that whatever you do is not good enough, you're never going to be recognized. And I could only imagine how that may take shape in relationships where you probably do. And then if the appreciation's not given, then that really hurts.
Mhm. Yeah. And so there's always this kind of, or you say this kind of vigilance. I feel like I'm always thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead in terms of, what will happen if I do this and what will happen if I do that. So I've got this kind of strong feedback loops internally,
Yeah.
uh, in a way of damage control, tuning into the situation, to the energy of people, see what's going on before I act. So it's really, it's, it takes away all the fun in a way of being, of living.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand that. But what's happened is, at a young age, a choice was made through external events where we always make it mean something about ourselves.
Mm.
That's not the truth. So our brain lies to us, not intentionally to hurt us, but it makes up stories because it cannot see the whole picture and truth of what is going on in the situation. So we land on something. I'm going to hold on. That means this about me.
Mm.
And our whole worldview is shaped around that hurt and that negative belief that we have about how others see us,
Mm.
how we're not visible, how try and do all this, it's just not good enough, and maybe have these perfectionist expectations that we put on ourselves, and even project them onto other people as well, who cannot live up to the imaginary world and fantasy scripts that we've created for ourselves. So it's important to remember that that came from a very hurt little boy
Yeah.
who was so limited in his perception at that time. But as an adult, your perception changes. That's not to say the habits and behavior changes overnight. It doesn't necessarily. There's a lot of work that needs to go in to change the habit. But the more you change it and the more you do the change, the quicker that old habit's gone.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot to